see if there was something outside of reading, writing, and arithmetic, which are important, but one of these other areas that might be their thing, right? That might be their ticket to something. And we're starting to look at what some of those things are. I'll look at them in just a moment. Meaningful learning, real world application. We're encouraging teachers to do things like the tie-dye lesson, right? Let's look at the real world implications of chemistry, of American history, of pre-calculus, of English and the study of literature, all of it. All right, there's real world applications to all. There's book learning, and that's important, and you got to do that to get to whatever comes next. But let's get to whatever comes next. Let's get to the part that they'll find interesting and exciting. So we've got a lot more of what I would call teachers developing lessons or units that are connected to those things that are sort of real world application. And I'll talk about a couple of particular examples in a second in the world of technology and engineering and business and finance. Developing critical thinking and problem solving skills, making students feel engaged, sitting in a classroom thinking what I'm learning here is relevant is very hard. I remember being 16 and the quadratic equation was on it. Very hard to see where and when will I ever need that thing, right? And math teachers probably hear it more than anybody in a high school. When will I ever need this? And some of them will, depending on what they go into. But it's more about students understand. It's not about the quadratic thing. It's the thinking, right? It's the steps you go through. Whether you remember the x squared over the square root of, I don't know that, but it's the fact that you have to apply your brain to something to come up with a solution. That's the part. That's the magical part, and the students need to appreciate that part. So learn the quadratic equation not for the sake of the equation itself, but for the struggle, the hard work you put in to finding the solution that it leads you to, right? And multiple pathways we'll talk about in just a moment.